When we first encountered Pennywise in Stephen King's It, we thought we had seen pure evil itself, an ancient shape-shifting entity that feeds on fear and manifests as whatever nightmares you hold most dear. But here's where things get really interesting. The more you dig into Stephen King's macroverse, the more you realize that Pennywise might just be one terrifying player in a far bigger cosmic game. Today, we're going to explore whether Pennywise stands alone as the ultimate horror, or if there are other entities lurking in the shadows of King's interconnected universe that are equally, if not more, dangerous.
I can't hear you!
The nature of Pennywise, a cosmic predator. Let's start by reminding you what Pennywise actually is, because most people think of it as just that creepy clown from Derry. But Pennywise is so much more than a simple monster hiding in the sewers. In Stephen King's canon, Pennywise is the form that it chooses to take when hunting in Derry, and Pennywise itself is an ancient trans-dimensional entity that's literally billions of years old. According to the novel, it originated in a void that exists outside and around our known universe, a place called the macroverse. The macroverse is described as the primordial space where chaos and creation collide, and it simply crash-landed here billions of years ago, long before humans walked the Earth. It's what you might call a cosmic parasite, a being whose entire existence revolves around feeding on fear, particularly the potent, concentrated fear that children generate. Every 27 years, it rises and hunts, turning Derry into a feeding ground. What makes Pennywise special in its manifestation is its shape-shifting ability. It doesn't just wear the clown face as a disguise, it can become anything you can imagine. A werewolf, a giant bird, a rotting leper, or the person who abused you. It's a mirror of terror, and that's precisely why it chose the dancing clown as its primary form. It's disarming, it's theatrical, and it's fundamentally unsettling. But beneath that makeup and those oversized shoes is something far more sinister. A pure destructive energy known as the Deadlights, swirling orange waves of cosmic power that will literally drive you insane if you look at them directly. Enter Maturin, the cosmic balance. Now here's the thing that completely changes how we understand Pennywise. It's not alone in the macroverse. And before you think Maturin the Turtle is just some random mystical being pulled from King's imagination, understand this. Maturin is its exact opposite, an ancient cosmic force that's been locked in an eternal struggle with it since before our universe even existed. They were both created by an even greater power, something that Bill Denbrough calls the Other in the novel, a mysterious benevolent force that sits above both creation and destruction. Maturin represents creation, compassion, and order. While it feeds on fear and seeks to consume everything, Maturin wants to nurture and preserve. Think of them as cosmic counterweights. One pulls towards chaos, the other towards structure. The turtle actually vomited out the universe that contains the mainstream reality of Derry and everything in it. In the Dark Tower series, Maturin is revealed to be one of the 12 Guardians of the Beams, cosmic forces that support the Dark Tower itself, which is essentially the linchpin holding all realities and dimensions together. So, when we're asking if Pennywise is one of its kind, the immediate answer is no, at least not in the sense of being unique. It has a natural enemy and a cosmic equal in Maturin, and their relationship mirrors the eternal balance between chaos and order that defines King's entire multiverse. The Crimson King, another cosmic predator. But wait, there's more. When we dig deeper into the Dark Tower series, we encounter another entity that makes Pennywise look almost quaint in comparison, the Crimson King, also known as Los or Ram Abala. This being is absolutely fascinating because it operates on a scale that makes Pennywise's activities in Derry look like a minor disturbance. The Crimson King is described as the crazy side of Gan, and this is essentially the god figure of Stephen King's multiverse, the supreme creative force that spun reality itself into existence from the waters of the Prim. The Crimson King is a shapeshifter, just like Pennywise. It can take the form most terrifying to whoever confronts it. It's a trans-dimensional entity with the ability to move through Todash space. That's the formless, chaotic void between worlds, and it can manipulate reality at will. It can use deadlights just like Pennywise does, suggesting they might both be drawing from the same cosmic source. It has telepathic powers, can wield telekinesis, can command the very atmosphere around it, and has the ability to seal entire realities with a snap of its fingers. Here's what really connects these entities. The Crimson King's ultimate goal is to destroy the Dark Tower itself, which would unravel the entire multiverse and return everything to primordial chaos. Pennywise, too, is working against the natural order. It's feeding and expanding its influence, essentially slowly corrupting the fabric of reality from within. Both are forces of chaos and destruction, and both operate under similar cosmic frameworks.
Arbitrary! You screwed it up!
Randall Flagg, the servant class. Then we have Randall Flagg, who's a slightly different case entirely. Flagg appears across multiple Stephen King works. In The Stand, in the Dark Tower series, where he goes by names like Walter O'Dim and Martin Broadcloak, and even in works like Gwendy's Button Box. He's described as an accomplished sorcerer and devoted servant of the Outer Dark, and he's got his own set of supernatural abilities, including necromancy, prophecy, and tremendous influence over human and animal behavior. The key difference with Flagg is that he's not quite on the same cosmic level as Pennywise or the Crimson King. Flagg is more of a servant, a tool used by greater powers to accomplish their ends. He's lived for centuries, gaining quasi-immortality through magical means, and he's cursed to repeat cycles of conflict endlessly. But here's what's important. Flagg works for entities more powerful than himself. In the Dark Tower series, he serves the Crimson King directly. This tells us that the cosmic hierarchy in King's universe is stratified. There are the ultimate cosmic forces like Pennywise and the Crimson King at the top, and then there are the powerful but still subordinate beings like Flagg working to further their agendas. The creatures of Todash space. Endless horrors. So far, we've been talking about major entities, but let's zoom out even further. Todash space is this nightmarish void between universes in King's cosmology, and it's absolutely teeming with creatures that we never see the full extent of. According to the lore, there are so many horrors living in Todash space that no one could name them all. When Roland Deschain and his quartet pass through Todash space in the Dark Tower series, they encounter a demon that nearly kills them. And the description of this thing is absolutely horrifying. It's got multiple limbs, acidic tentacles, and a hunger that's almost incomprehensible. The point is, these Todash creatures are constantly leaking through into our worlds through weak points called thinnies. In fact, many King scholars theorize that the creatures from the Mist actually originated in Todash space. These massive interdimensional beasts that massacre the townspeople of Bridgeton, Maine, might be the same type of beings that inhabit the cosmic void between worlds. If Pennywise came from outside our universe and crash-landed beneath Derry, what if other entities did too? What if there are more creatures out there right now, sleeping beneath other towns, waiting for their cycle of hunger to begin? What if Pennywise is just the one we know about because Stephen King decided to make it the star of its own horror saga? The Mist Connection, a theory that changes everything. Let's rewind back to the Mist for a second because there's a compelling theory that connects it directly to the same cosmic framework as Pennywise. In The Mist, a military project called the Arrowhead Project opens a rift to another dimension, and through that rift comes a mist filled with creatures from beyond our reality. These are interdimensional beings that operate under completely different biological and physical rules than anything on Earth. The theory goes like this. Project Arrowhead is similar in concept to what happened when Pennywise crash-landed in Derry. Both are instances of dimensional barriers weakening or breaking down, allowing something from the cosmic void to seep through. The creatures in the Mist, the massive behemoth that's so huge that it has its own ecosystem living on its back, the scorpion flies, the arachna lobster, all of these could be Todash creatures or entities related to Pennywise's cosmic family. They're not bound by our laws of nature, they reproduce differently, they hunt differently, and they exist on a scale that makes human understanding difficult. Now, some fans theorize that the military wasn't just randomly poking around with dimensional rifts. What if there's a connection between Project Arrowhead, the shop from Firestarter, and North Central Positronics from the Dark Tower series? What if they're all part of the same effort to harness cosmic power? Prim, Gan, and the Cosmic Hierarchy. To really understand whether Pennywise is unique, we need to grasp the foundation of King's entire multiverse cosmology. At the very bottom of it all is something called the Prim, the primordial chaos that existed before everything else. The Prim is an infinite void of raw, uncontrolled potential. It's not good or evil, it's just chaos, unstructured and boundless. Literally everything exists within the Prim or emerges from it. From the Prim arose Gan, the supreme creative force, essentially God in King's universe. Gan took that chaos and imposed order upon it. Gan spun the physical universe from the waters of its navel. Gan created the structure, the laws, the framework that allows reality to exist. Without Gan, there would just be endless, formless Prim forever. But Gan didn't destroy the Prim, it still exists as the cosmic background, the realm of chaos that surrounds all structured reality. Here's the critical insight. If Gan is the creative force and Prim is the chaos, then entities like Pennywise, the Crimson King, and the creatures of Todash space are all essentially children of the Prim. They're manifestations of that primordial chaos that slips through the cracks in the fabric that Gan created. They're not unique aberrations, they're symptoms of the eternal tension between order and chaos that defines the Stephen King multiverse. Think of it this way. The Dark Tower, which is literally the physical form of Gan and the linchpin holding all realities together, is constantly under threat, not just from Pennywise and Derry, but from cosmic entities across multiple worlds trying to tear it down. The Crimson King directly attacks the tower. Randall Flagg serves those trying to destroy it, and Pennywise, by existing and feeding and spreading corruption through Derry, is contributing to the slow weakening of the cosmic framework. The theory of distributed entities. Here's a wild theory that's floated around in King fan communities. What if the major cosmic entities, Pennywise, the Crimson King, and others, aren't individual beings, but manifestations of the same underlying force? What if they're different expressions of the same cosmic will operating across multiple realities and time periods? This would explain why they have similar powers, why they both use deadlights, why they both shapeshift based on fear, and why they operate with similar tactical approaches. Some theorists suggest that Pennywise and the Crimson King might even be aware of each other, operating under a shared agenda. If the Prim is sending out these chaos entities to attack Gan's creation from every angle, then having multiple agents, each with their own hunting ground, their own feeding method, their own long-term goals, makes tactical sense. Pennywise hunts in Derry every 27 years. The Crimson King works across multiple realities to attack the Dark Tower itself. They could be part of a coordinated assault on the fundamental structure of reality. This isn't explicitly stated in King's work, but it's a compelling interpretation of the evidence. If you think about the way Stephen King has woven his universe together, with constant callbacks and crossovers, and a clear hierarchy of cosmic forces, it seems almost too convenient that there would be just one interdimensional entity like Pennywise. Nature doesn't work that way, evolution doesn't work that way, and King's cosmology doesn't seem to work that way either. The Other, the mystery at the top. Let's circle back to something we mentioned earlier, the Other. In It, Bill theorizes about the existence of the Other, a mysterious benevolent force that created both It and Maturin, and possibly Gan as well. The Other is barely explained in the novels, which makes it one of the most fascinating mysteries in all of King's works. Some theorists believe the Other might be God itself. Others think that it could be Stephen King, the author, appearing as a metafictional element in his own work. But here's what matters for our discussion. If the Other exists and is more powerful than both Pennywise and Maturin, then the cosmic hierarchy is even more complex than we thought. There's not just chaos and creation, there's something above both of those, maintaining balance. In the Dark Tower series, there are the Guardians of the Beams, 12 beings that hold up the Dark Tower itself. We know Maturin is one of them, we know that Shardik the Bear is another. But who are the other 10? Are they friendly like Maturin, or are there hostile cosmic entities guarding the other beams? These are tantalizing questions that King has left deliberately unanswered.
You heard Halloran. The entity is asleep. Now we can analyze the pillar's physical properties.
The Welcome to Derry implication. Recent works like Welcome to Derry have started to explore the idea that there might be other entities operating in Stephen King's universe beyond just Pennywise. The series emphasizes Derry as a place of supernatural convergence, where the boundaries between worlds are particularly thin. If Derry is special, if it has multiple weak points in the dimensional barriers, couldn't other places on Earth have that same issue? Couldn't there be other entities, other versions of Pennywise, quietly establishing themselves in other towns? The show explores the idea that Pennywise isn't just a mindless predator, but a conscious being with goals and plans that extend far beyond just feeding every 27 years. And if Pennywise is that intelligent and that strategic, it seems logical that there would be other cosmic entities with their own long-term plans as well. Marvelous verdict! Pennywise is not alone. So to answer the question we started with, no, Pennywise is absolutely not one of a kind. It exists in a cosmos populated by multiple cosmic entities, from Maturin the benevolent turtle to the Crimson King the destroyer, from Randall Flagg the servant to the countless unnamed horrors of Todash space. The real horror of King's macroverse is that Pennywise represents just one window into a much larger cosmic game. There are entities older than humanity, beings of pure chaos and destruction, cosmic forces locked in eternal struggle with the forces of creation and order. Pennywise is terrifying because it can hunt an entire town and feed on their fear. But the Crimson King is terrifying because it wants to unmake reality itself. The creatures of Todash space are terrifying because we don't even have frameworks to understand them. What connects all these entities is that they're all expressions of the same fundamental cosmic principle, the eternal tension between chaos and order. They're all children of the Prim, all manifestations of that primordial chaos that Gan struggles to keep contained, and they're all proof that Pennywise, for all its power and ancient malevolence, is just one terrible note in a symphony of cosmic horror that stretches across multiple realities, multiple dimensions, and multiple timelines. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of this theory, and also share your views on the mysterious world of Pennywise and other similar cosmic entities. We'd really love to hear your thoughts. As always, if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Otherwise, thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and have a marvelous day.